So how do you feel to get in on the action 4th and 1, getting the first down? And well, I know whenever you can touch the rock, you gotta feel that's a special play.
Yeah, not many times I get to touch the ball, so when I do, I got to make the most of it. Get the first down, get a conversion. Whenever it's called to me, whether that's blocking, running the ball, it's my job to get somebody across that line.
And Adam, when you look at back on backer and you're a lead blocker, you see I formation out there. How can you avoid sometimes head-to-head comment? You know how I mean they want you to play safe, but when you're a lead blocker, I mean you can't. How you have to have your head down,
No, you can keep your head up.
right? Okay.
Seeing what you hit, that's the first step in being successful at this position. We're taught to have our hat in the V of the neck. So we're not taught to hit head to head. Um, and just having good body position, having a good base. Having your hat in the right spot. Um, it's easy to get your hat in the wrong spot, but we have good coaches that teach us the right way and teach us where to put our hats to avoid those collisions.
And fullback is such a lost art, I guess. What's it just like playing that position? Not being a lot of you out in the league.
I love it. It's kind of a unicorn position, so to speak. There's not very many of us. I want to say it's like half the teams in the league, carry a traditional fullback, and it's a violent physical position. Every play you have a one-on-one, you either win or you lose, and majority of the time that determines the result of the play, behind you. So I carry a lot of pride in what I do and the job that I have, and I know that I'm ultimately the last line of protection on a lot of plays for the quarterback or the running back.
Is that a position you played your entire life, or what kind of
I
position you had?
played Sam backer in high school and a little bit of tailback, and then but college until now I've played fullback.
Aaron, what has your role been like on special teams? More you can do, you're involved in all of them. What's your expectations there?
I expect to be a starter on all of them, be a contributor anywhere I can at whatever position. I've been in the mix on every single special team thus far, and I plan to have a strong role come the season.
Sorry to make a joke, but you mentioned unicorn. I think like unicorn in basketball players like Kristaps Porzingis. Do you have any like crazy skill on the football field that like you can throw a pass or something that make you more of a unicorn?
Uh, I don't know. I think the fullback position. The more you can do, you're kind of a Swiss Army knife. I grew up a 49er fan, so I watched a lot of Kyle Juszczyk growing up. So just watching him and the things that he can do, I think it's a position that the more you can do, the better. The more versatile you can be, the more you can help this team win.
So how common would you say it is still in high school football for a fullback to also play linebacker, and how do you end up going towards one as opposed to the other?
I think it's very common. I would say that linebacker is the similar position on the opposite side of the ball, and I think that helped me a lot with that transition. Um, and I played linebacker as a little undersized in high school, and I played at Colorado State first. And my high school saw that Coach Bobo was bringing his staff from Georgia, and knew that they were going to need a fullback. He didn't have one on the roster currently, and thought that I could fit that role and learn that position. So that helped a lot. And I was a wrestler, throughout high school, so I, knew how to manage my body in different positions, keeping a base. So that really helped with that transition, made it a little easier.
You mentioned Kyle Juszczyk. Is there someone else that kind of stands out in history of great fullbacks that you kind of mirror?
Of course, Allstott, of course, and then as far as guys that have played here in the past few years, I've watched a lot of Zach Line, Burton, um, Kuhn. I've been watching years these past few years, guys that have come through here and done a great job for this team, and it's been great to watch. They did a really good job and set that path, and I'm trying to follow in those footsteps and surpass.
Do you feel like there's almost added motivation to protect the passer when obviously like James an injury from last season, that is the ultimate goal to protect the quarterback. Do you feel like there's almost added motivation this season because James is recovering from the injury?
I think regardless of who it is, the ball is the hopes and dreams of the team. That's ultimately how we're going to win the game or lose the game. So regardless who's back there, whether it's Alvin, Mark, any of those guys running with the ball, holding the ball, throwing the ball, you got to protect it at all costs. So, yeah, I mean, you want to make sure when you're in there, your guys are protected. But I think it's no different than anything else.
Adam, how would you rate your hands? On our hands when you're coming out of the backfield, you're right there in the flag. But sometimes you disregard your coverage. Is that something you work on, or you feel like your hands are as good as anyone in the league?
Yeah, I'm confident in my hands. I'm confident the ball's thrown my direction. I'm going to make the catch and get a first down if that's what's needed of me on that play, and get positive yardage. But I feel like, if the ball's thrown my way, I'm going to make a play.
Kind of a pretty good wrestler.
Yes, sir. I took a second in the state my senior year of high school.
What weight class?
195.
So when a linebacker is when he gets in the NFL, it's usually your guy, right? If you're someone who plays.
Most likely.
Yeah. What is that? What is he kind of like? I mean, what's he kind of?
Yeah, gates are open, floodgates are open. It's you versus him. You got to pack the punch, and it's kind of just how much ground can you eat up to get there before he does. How much momentum you can build, because a lot of times it's 3, maybe 4 yards before the collision. So it's just gaining speeds, keeping a base, and being powerful and exploding at your hips, and being in a good position, because a lot of those bang bang plays, it's easy to get out of position. So just being in the right position, know where the play is designed to go. Getting in the right hat position to execute the play.
With that, how nice is DeMario James to know you guys have been going head-to-head a lot? Just what makes him so special?
He's an incredible leader. Very physical, smart player. We've gone head-to-head a few times. He's making me better. A guy like him, he's one of the best in the league, if not the best. I think he's the best. Others may have a different opinion, but I think he's the best. But I think he's making me better. He's such a physical player. He's so smart. He's always in the right position. Always has the right technique. That's something I can learn from. As a young player, there's a lot of things that I need to work on and get better at, and he's making me better.
Adam, before you got here, like back in the Drew Brees days, this team had something of an identity as kind of a passing team, a dome team, kind of finesse team. It feels like that identity's changed. Defense. Malcolm Brown talked about one of the things that attracted him coming here was the downhill running attack. Do you sense that, a pride and maybe being a physical team more so than maybe what we saw in the past?
Absolutely. Having a fullback on the roster, you want to have that identity as a downhill running team, and I think that that's the attitude we're trying to set. I know that's the attitude coming out of our room, that we want to be a physical, punch you in the mouth kind of team. And we, whenever it's called of us to get a first down, need a big play, we want it to be on our shoulders, and we want to be able to execute. And I think a great running game opens up everything else, and you physically wear down your opponents so they can't play anymore.
Is Taysom Hill doing any of the stuff you're all doing, or is he strictly? Was there anything applicable to the transition he's making to the H-back or anything that you all do similarly, or is it?
He's doing some stuff. I'm not too sure,
Okay.
What they're talking about, but I know we're all myself, tight ends, everybody's been in the mix.
That's what I mean. Y'all
Yeah,
pretty interchangeable a lot of times, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to ask a wrestling question because first of all, was strong and didn't really affect it in football. But are you a flash double guy, a low single guy?
I was a little single.
Low single guy.
Low single, pick it up, chop down.
Love that.
Hey, I'm not, do you have a master's in engineering too?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So you got a pretty good backup plan.
Yes, sir. I got a undergrad civil and then a master's in civil with a railroad engineering emphasis.
All right, thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.